Good day. If you would like to listen to a 43-year-old grown adult drone on for, we'll try and keep this to 20 minutes, drone on about all of the stuff he's been skating lately. I haven't done one of these in a while, so we got a lot to move through. I didn't even realize it's June 1st today, so I have to update everybody on all the stuff I've been skating. So if you're interested in that, you've definitely come to the right place. Thank you everybody who's supporting the Patreon, representing, skating, buying wheels, thinking about skating. Skating season has officially started here in Kamloops. Not enough time as I would like to go skate, but we've still been doing it. We've been trying to find the time. And wow, there's more stuff coming on top of all of this. But we'll start with the Aeon 80 skate. There's only a few updates. So if you search the Patreon, there might be some videos public on YouTube about this skate. We've said a lot about this skate. Most notably, cuff still doesn't work. Soles still sticky, but nothing like it on the market. Just a few things that are different with this one now that I've skated a lot. This buckle, I didn't really notice a difference. This shell is softer than the gray one, so if you're interested in a slightly softer material, the gray one was a little bit more brittle. This power lace thing, I was very skeptical about it. It actually works quite well. It doesn't lock down as well as this does, but it does work quite well. And the VEM 909 liner, the 995 VEM 909 Intuition, fits this skate better than any other liner I've tried. It's a really nice fit, and it gives you a little bit more ankle support. Although, one thing where this skate, Todd and I found ourselves filming flat ground. We do that in pretty much, we try not to limit what setup we use for flat ground, but the cuff on some of the stuff we were trying to do, I've described it like it's just a strap around your ankle, and it doesn't do a ton. So it didn't have the support we needed for some of the flat ground, which is why I'll talk about this one next. What else do you need to know? Oh, the 85A wheels, super comfortable. And I think we want to eventually make 90 and 100 limited 85s if people are into that. One thing though that the 87s are better at for wheel slides, the wheel slides are a little bit more unpredictable in this urethane. They have like a little pop to it that your wheel slide might grip and squish. That we did wheel slide tricks, but a bunch of them just didn't end up in the edit because more of an unpredictable wheel slide than the 87. But really enjoyed skating these again, so much so that I went back, I revisited the faces at it, and I realized how different the 72s are because of the split down the middle. There's no rocker on these, but you can start swiveling around right away even if the wheels aren't broken in, whereas this is feels more like a Wish or a anti-rocker setup on steroids in terms of if you had two giant wheels that rolled fast. So after skating the 80s, I reminded myself I really didn't give this skate enough time. And Takeshi, just probably one of the most he's not underrated, but he should be top 5 of all time. We always name street skaters and American skaters, but Takeshi's just incredible. And the skate looks great. So I set up, these are the misprint undercover 65, are they 6588 wheels that were actually just 68s, and I was the first person when these got sent. I was like, has anybody checked that these are actually 68s? Label is 65, so I think these are a rare item. They look really good on here though, so highly recommend this skate still. Power lace works, softer shell. Get the 909 Intuition if you can, and these 85A wheels were fantastic. And this color, come on. best aggressive sessions I've had in the last year have still been in the 9. Oh, did I take my red skate? I've barely even broken these in, but I made a little edit in these. And then just before winter hit, I skated my Ritters with jumpers flat on these frames. The Them street frame is the fastest rolling, most solid frame by far out of all the aggressive frames. I will be in my garage and I'll do like a roll test, like a dork for different frames. And these are so fast and so solid. So this is still my personal standard for the best skate, and I'm looking forward to getting a yellow curb break-in session on this. Which leads me to talk about this. So I filmed the 43 frontside edit in these, and I have a story that day I took off work. I always take my birthday day off to go skating or to film skate stuff. And I had everything prepared. I had protein bars, waters, electrolytes, food. I think I packed a beer. I had changes of clothes, multiple setups. I had the whole day off, which is huge. The amount of things that you can do with a day off once you have one kid. Second kids brings it to another level. Like, I can get a lot done even in an hour, but if I have 5 hours. So I remembered everything. I was very organized, very ready to go. I drove down the block and I was like, oh, my helmet. Drove back, got my helmet. I'm like, I have everything I need. I had the camera. I was like, I knew I wanted to do an edit of something. I wasn't sure. And I think while I was driving or when I woke up, I was like, 43 frontsides is a good idea. And I'm like, and I should skate something that I just know I really like, which is this one. This skate and this frame, this setup has been incredible. But I got to the park and I put my skate on, and one skate had, I think the left skate had super feet in, but no shock absorber. Because I'm always like switching and shuffling things out over winter, and I hadn't skated these since the previous year, since fall probably, or even late summer. And the other skate, my right skate, my grinding foot, had no insole, no shock absorber, and it felt like shit. And a rare thing happened in my brain. I said, I'm just going to accept this, and I'm just going to pretend that there's nothing wrong with the skate, nothing bothering me. I was going to save this for Skate Crisis 6, but the skate with no insole and no shock absorber felt like, it feels like a size 11 if you're not filling that out more and getting your foot in the proper spot, because I know what works with the skate. And I filmed the edit anyway. And you know what? After skating for a while and not thinking about it, I just got used to it. So it was a really good lesson in not letting the crisis or the overthinky side that we've developed now that we're older. Because when you're younger, we didn't even think about insoles or switching liners or any of that stuff. You just skated the skate stock most of the time. Although I was a rare case of, like I said, I always like to borrow other people's skates and I would adjust little things, but it was a good reminder to just skate what you have, even if it's not bad. I mean, there's unacceptable things like if you have to tighten an Allen key or tighten an axle, or if something's broken or your cuff bolt falls out, obviously there's that. But like minor things that are wrong with the skate, just do it anyway. So next we'll do the Robbie Pitts. I gotta say, really enjoyed this skate, and it's tragic. Although this is my first claim that I've had to put in with a shop, Skate Pro. I have a claim in, so I had to take pictures of the skate, different angles, picture of the crack. Obviously, if you watch the 2 edits in these, this was bound to happen, but I'm not gonna limit how I use my skates. I haven't broken a skate. I don't think I've broken a skate since starting the Patreon or skating all this stuff. No, I haven't. So this is the first one, and obviously it has to do with the shell material and the translucent shell. But I'll just reiterate what I said in the one video. Didn't hate the MyFit Prime liner. It's not an Intuition, it's something different. But in terms of it coming stock in skates, I can see it performing well. And I did heat mold it, and it did feel quite good. This frame was great. The only thing, there's a little bit of delay, like it's a little sloppy. There's so much plastic. It's a plastic frame, so much plastic in between. It's kind of a big fitting boot. But and then the frame is quite short for this boot. So that felt a little weird, but I enjoyed myself. I think I do thrive on hybrid style skates. So Wish frames, Aeon 80s, Aeon 72s. So this was a good time until it broke. I would have skated this quite a bit more. I was excited to try it anti-rocker with classic Wish. The only thing is I'm not sure if they're going to be replacing it, or if it's going to be this skate with new material, or at this point maybe I get the Witzman sway or a newer sway model. But yeah, I liked this skate a lot, and it's too bad that it broke, because even out of these next two I'm going to talk about, not that this one was my favorite, but I really enjoyed myself skating it, which is all you can ask for. Especially that first session, it was so fun to just mess around in the skate. I didn't even get a chance to try other frames and wheels, so if the new one, well, look at that. It's like fake silver that's scraping off into plastic. Yeah, I recommend this, but wait for if they announce that there's one with the new material, okay? And this liner might look super dope in that Jet Set Radio 901. So I was gonna order the black 901. Very excited that the Jet Set Radio collab was a 901. Because now I don't have to order the black one. I order something more fun. I get to try the new frame that's on there, and it's just that, I mean, it was expensive in Canada, but still cheaper than if it was like a 909 with an Intuition. That skate probably would have been closer to $800 Canadian, which is not great, but I'm excited. So the 901 and the Faction, I keep forgetting that I've pre-ordered the Faction, so those will eventually get here. I will say though, I haven't seen anything that's sold, any other people's skating that's sold me on them yet. But as a REMS person who can do a nice post slide and some sloppier cuffed skates, I could be surprised. Quickly talk about this. So far, it's unfair that I used, so the wheels that I put on this Endless Ultra 100 were the ones that I used for the mugs at it, and they were really worn in. So I found these older UC mushroom blading wheels that are not super worn in, so it'll give me a better idea of the rocker. So far, I know people didn't want me to say this, I do get an idea that this is going to be really good for general and distance skating, that the rocker does feel different, but that's only because my wheels were worn in, and I can't really say anything about the rocker yet. And 100s for flatland, I was kind of using the wrong use case, so I need to maybe go to the old park and then do some more like general skating mixed with wheel slides, going fast and jumping things. But the lightness, very promising. They look amazing on the Wizard boot, but I can't say too much about these until I try them with fresh 100s. Also, it's going to be Aeon wheels. I mean, these things are going to be super fast. Currently skating this, the Wizard base with these Wizard 90 frames must be coming up on 5 years old now, but I don't skate. Todd loves the 90s. I find the 90s to be a little short for me and not my frame, but I'm gonna, similar to the Aeon 72s, I'm giving them more of a chance. I switched this to the strap and my ankles are so skinny that it doesn't do a lot. So, but it's perfect for the shorter frame. You don't need a ton of support. I like the idea of a ton of forward flex in this. And they look tiny on my feet. Like, this looks too short for my foot and my body, but we're going to be skating it anyway. And the main reason we're shifting from the Aeon 80s to this is we were, like I said, we were doing lots of flat ground type stuff that just would have been way better in this skate. Like, it was the wrong, not that you can skate any skate however you want, but when we try and use that like a wizardy skate, why not just do it in this instead? So that's what we're going to do. And this skate is breaking in beautifully. I'm not sure how many sessions we're at, but every time I skate it, it starts to feel better and better, and it just does what you want it to do. I crank. So in the 90s, I don't do the lace up in the top strap. I do this up tight, but it has quite a bit of forward flex. I do the laces up really tight, and then I crank this mid strap down as hard as possible as I skate, even to the point where like my foot doesn't start to fall asleep, but I want my foot and my heel glued down. And then my goal eventually is to get this broken in, pop the super feet in, and we're just gonna have a good time. This frame for me is more about quick-footed speed, sharp turns, crossovers, jumps, toe and heel rolls. Still like steroids, still like flat ground and footwork and stuff, but Todd's his best of wizard testing in this is all in this, and that's kind of what I look to. Good for crossovers because it's short and quick. Also the same frame length. Oh, my light went up. The exact same frame length as exactly the same as the Aeon 80s. So that's another reason why the Aeon 80s was a great skate for us. So that's this, like, I skated the Aeon 80 a whole bunch, and this is the next thing I'm skating a whole bunch. I need to get a new light. The battery burns out so quickly on that one. Lastly, what are we going to talk about first? So I have the medium standard, and then I got the large, because I'm pretty sure I'm a large. I've skated these twice, and it's still, like, I still haven't got my right liner, footbed, shock absorber, frame mix. I did really like them flat with buddies, but I'm going back to this, the V, I think this is just the V1 Intuition, because I really like the way this fit in M12s. And I know people said this sounds crazy, but this part right here on this skate is more narrow than a pair of M12s. I'm not even sure how that works or why, but it's maybe further up here that it's really narrow. Everything else is fine on the skate, and I swear I don't know if anybody can what's the word I'm thinking of? I don't know if anybody agrees with this or can confirm this, but I swear the V2 feels narrower here than the V1 did. It may just be that I hadn't skated in a long time and I had been skating other stuff, but this, I just have more to test and try. It doesn't fit my foot, and I am a narrow foot person, but I guess my foot is wide at a part that just doesn't agree with the skate. So it's at the point where I could actually try the medium again, because that's what I skated for V1, just to see. But my favorite setup so far is just flat 58, but I did put anti-rocker. Speaking about the fastest rolling frame, and the most solid, the Them street frame, just on the test roll, I still have no idea why this frame is popular. Just on the roll test. it just feels like it's flexing. Just on a quick little garage roll test, that they need to put braces in here to stiffen it up and make it faster. But I understand people really, really like to do grinds, and that's what these are for. So my plan is to do a lot of grinds in these at the yellow curb. Or should I skate them flat? I think it's just anti. Ben speaks highly of jumpers flat on creates, but I just don't know. Like, the groove is so big on these. I'm not sure. So this is still a question mark. Do I skate the medium? Do I skate the large? Does my foot not fit either? Is the V2 tighter fitting than the V1? Time will tell. And we got other skates coming. And does it look? It doesn't look big. The big thing was when I found out that this is shorter than a medium 909. Lastly, the current conundrum. I have only enjoyed this skate so far once without the soles and the NR100, and had an awful session skating the Manti. Awful. And not a good session skating them with the PR80. So I've skated them 4 or 5 times and I've only had one good session. And also I am wondering if aggressive skating in general is just starting to feel bad. But I skate the 909 and I enjoy it, so I like the look down of this skate, but I'm open to enjoying it because the sole and the backslide are very mesmer on this one. So if I just find the right frame comp. So this, I popped the medium wish. Maybe I should put the classic wish on. I feel like this will be a good time because this maybe will inspire me to do more rolling around stuff, messing around, nameless freestyle, and mix in some grinds. I do enjoy when I put the medium wish on. Although the medium wish were not great on mesmer, and this is kind of the same deal. So I'm just really curious on what frame combo, or if there's a breaking point with the skate where it starts to feel good. But I guess I could try the Them 909 intuition in these two. But huge question mark. I don't think this skate is for me. I'm not a huge fan of the Aeon brand. I'm not particularly attached to this. I don't really see people skate it that gets me excited to skate it, but I'm open to it. So that's everything. Faction Plastic coming up. More of all this. Tape therapy. Mushroom blading tool time. Podcast with Todd. Skate Crisis 6. I've been working on the weekends. The last few weekends, and it was Mother's Day, and then there's just always been stuff happening, so if I have a little bit of time, I try and get something in, so there'll be more to come. Thank you for watching. Keep skating or something.